Hey YouTube, I was wondering if you've ever had an opportunity to get something and you look at it and it's like, what in the world is that? Well, someone just brought me some produce today that they had bought out at the farmer's market. You know, now that we're at the end of the season and weather's been weird, and so you kind of have to get what you can get before the season is over. And check this out. Dun, da, da, da. Have you ever in your life seen anything that looks like this? Because let me tell you, I have not. And honestly, looking at this, only one word comes to my mind. Fibonacci. Look it up and you can see, how it relates to the circular, the cycle of how things grow and are produced, like pine cones and things like that. But this is definitely not a pine cone. But can you tell what it is? Because honestly, I was like, oh, this is weirdly interesting. I had no idea what it was. And I was told that, in fact, I don't even know what the name of this produce is, but I was told that this is the result of some crossbreeding, some laboratory work, I guess, or whatever. Broccoli and cauliflower. Now, this does not look like broccoli at all, aside from it being green. And this does not look like cauliflower. But it's like, look at it really close. It's like little spirally things. But they say that it tastes like a combination of the two. I'm very curious as to what that means. Kind of hesitant to eat it because it just looks really weird. I mean, look at it. Looks like a pine tree or something. A pine tree for your mouth. It looks almost like a bunch of tiny pine cones. And they're growing in that little circular motion, like I said, Fibonacci. When I first started learning about Fibonacci and how plants and things grow in this succession related to the numerical sequences and vibrations and all that, and you look at pine cones and you look at flowers and how flowers open up and everything, they grow in this type of a pattern. But this is what I call El Bizarro. I might eventually get up the nerve to try to eat it when I figure out how to cut into it. Yeah. Anyway. Unique food. But that's what they're doing with food nowadays. They're modifying food, in different ways. There's genetically modified food that's out on farms. Scientists are always trying to figure out a way to either extend the life of food or create newer, different, or interesting things that would be interesting, to someone's palate or whatever. But honestly, I've never seen anything like this before in real life. This looks like something that would be for like a sci-fi movie or whatever. But I guess people actually eat it. So, yeah, I don't know. I'll give it a try. But I'm used to my broccoli looking like broccoli. When I grow it in the garden, my broccoli looks like broccoli. My cauliflower looks like cauliflower. When you start like intermingling stuff and you make stuff that doesn't look like what your palate is used to tasting, what do you call it? Herbert? I don't know. It's just very odd, very different, but I will probably try to cut it up and clean it and cut it up and probably freeze a lot of it and taste some of it and see how it tastes. If it tastes okay, then the part that I plan to freeze, I'll freeze. If something about the texture or the flavor or whatever is not right to me, I might be sharing it with somebody. But, like I said, this is very interesting. The other foods and things that I got were carrots. We know what a carrot looks like. Look like carrots. You know, onions. That's a safe bet. Squash. Safe. This, I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know what it's even called. But it's going to be an adventure. And I will try to make that maybe with something. I'll figure something out to go with it. Or maybe dice it up a lot where I can't see it looking like that. Because this, in the form that it's in now, reminds me of those old sci-fi movies that I used to watch growing up, like Attack of the Mushroom People, where the airplane crashes on the island and the people have nothing to eat. So all they have around them are gigantic mushroom plants the size of people. So they start eating the mushrooms, you know, because it's something to eat. Hey, it looks good, it's food, why not eat it? They eat them. The next day, they have mushrooms growing out of their skin like pimples. And within a few days, they completely turn into mushrooms. That's what this reminds me of. So, I'm going to give it a try. I'm more used to things that are conventional, that grow out of the ground naturally, that doesn't have to be modified genetically or anything like that. I like to know my food and know where my food comes from and know how it's supposed to taste. So, but this will be an adventure. So, leave a message down in the comment section. Have you ever had any Franken food? That's what I'm going to call this, because this is a little bit different. It's like a blend of a couple of things. Have you ever had any Franken food? And if so, what was it and how was your experience with that? And if you've ever tried something like this and got any ideas on how I could season it or prepare it, or what might go good with something that's a mix of broccoli and cauliflower but looks like neither one. I'd love to hear your feedback on that. But until later, have a great day.